Interlock. That is, you interlock the two.
Now stretch them quite as...
Soccer and the...
Quiet, please. In exactly 15 seconds, we'll be on the air.
Red lorry, yellow. No, what was it? Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah? Do you need me to clap?
Yeah.
Yeah. Winner.
Can I clap?
Burst my eardrum. Damn. Yeah, do it.
I felt well.
Don't want to feel left out.
Fucking hell.
Welcome to the Full Reptile Radio video edition. Video. Now they've got to look at it.
We're in the 90s,
bro.
bro.
Look at this.
Check us out.
Owen Oxley. This is what he looks like. You've probably not seen him before, unless you've seen the Full Reptile Instagram account.
Yeah, me singing White Lines.
White line. That was beautiful, by the
Vision
way.
Dreams of
It was a
Passion.
work of art.
It was. I
loved
honest.
it.
I was pleased with it.
So, well, what are we going to talk about today? I've got a bunch of stuff. I've just put a tweet out to get some questions.
We've
So
got
I've
a shit ton of questions. I'm already distracted.
I know.
By the questions more so
I'm
than anything
getting fired loads of questions already. Give me radios going. We've got some comments. I want to look at some of the comments on the Inside the Octagon.
Yeah, well that went live. That's rocking what? 3,000 views?
Yeah, something like that. 3,000.
Yeah.
No, the Inside the Octagon's like 250,000 now.
Well,
it's the Mark Goddard one. That one's not caught on
that's
yet.
on 3.
People are liking it though.
It's still
I'm getting
good,
some
man.
good feedback.
Listen.
We need to. How you doing, Ben? We need to get Mark to learn how to hold a microphone properly.
See, I don't know how many podcasts I've done now. It's 1 or 2, but I am a lot more careful.
You are better.
Yeah.
You do the old Liam Gallagher, don't you?
Yeah. Well, I learned from you. Yeah. Get into the mic, dude.
Do you want to talk about the fights this weekend? I've not got them pulled up.
Yeah, man. Well, it's been a while. What, you spoke to Johnny G's? You went full bow tie?
I did. He went full bow tie. Full bow tie wanker.
Yeah, I just felt a little bit like this is the scum edition. Welcome to Chav.
You're matching.
Oh, mate,
you got black and black.
I'm killing the match.
Yeah,
I've got
fresh shirt.
I've got my
There
Street
you go.
Fighter socks on.
There we go. Japan.
But when I hear Johnny
I
talk,
bet you can't even see the socks, can you? Can you see the
man,
socks?
I will get-
Are you flexible enough? Japan. Beautiful. They're filthy.
yeah,
Dude,
right,
they're-
it's full Japan.
Are they filthy because of my floor?
it might well be.
It might be the gym
Because
floor.
if Stace thinks that you're saying that she sent me out in dirty socks, I'm going to get a
I
whooping.
didn't say that, Stace. I didn't say
No,
that, Stace.
not at
Please
all.
don't hurt me. What was
So,
what?
yeah, you had Johnny, you've had Mark.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
been a while, man.
Yeah.
It's been a while. But obviously,
Hi.
been
Did
in
you watch
touch.
the fights this weekend?
I did. I managed to catch up with them.
What do you think?
It was everything I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
But I felt, and this is what we talked about before, it was a bit more of like a showcase card. Like to almost put the people in the place they need to be. So Damien Maia is still relevant.
Yeah.
Jose Aldo is above and beyond relevant.
Oh, man.
And you got Johnny Walker.
King
and
Rio.
I don't see that it was a massive test. I mean, it was a big feather in whoever's cap if they got to dethrone that king.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it was almost just lining up a number of top contenders back into their rightful position to sort of say, there you go. Because it was one of them cards that there wasn't that much noise about. There wasn't that much, but it was amazing.
It was
the whole
good.
thing, top to bottom.
It was good. Johnny Walker.
Dude.
Explosive, right?
Man.
I'm not sure about his celebration, though. The body popping.
Yeah, well, he sort of almost had like, I don't know if you've ever played Call of Duty, but there's a new Call of Duty, or the old one, and at the end of a match, it's a bit like the Fortnite dances and stuff. You can choose one. Is he growling?
He is.
Dude.
He's coming for me.
Wait.
It might be because my boxing boots smell. I've got
That's
my
it.
boxing boots on and
He
they...
wants to kiss them.
Yeah, maybe.
But
Maybe.
on the games, you get to choose a celebration.
Uh-huh.
So basically, that's where the floss came from and other shit like that. But it almost feels a bit like when you're playing, if you do more than one celebration, it's like that kid that got PowerPoint for the first time and added all the effects. Do you know what I mean? It's, I want a star swipe and I want it to minimize. I want it to do this. Too much, man. And when Johnny did it, I was like, yo, that was cool. Flicking
Yeah.
off his back. Nice. And then he was like, oh, I'm going to worm and do this. And I was like, yo, dude, you got some energy.
I mean, that's excess energy, though. The fight was over too quickly. He
That's
needs
it.
challenging. That's what I said on the ESPN desk. He needs someone that's gonna push him, challenge him.
So put this then. I was driving down. I was thinking about this. I genuinely feel that he is the biggest threat to John Jones right
You reckon,
now.
yeah?
Yeah. Just because
he's nuts.
Yeah, because that raw.
Because he's named after alcohol.
Of course, and he's just got that.
And that's
fucking,
that's John Bones' Jones's vice. It's
They,
like,
yeah. What did he get? What did he get beat by? Kind of alcohol. Kind of. Yeah, Brazilian bootleg. But I just think that, let's say that the Smith-Jones thing falls off for whatever reason, and John Jones is looking for opponent.
Yeah.
I can't see why that wouldn't be the biggest success story. Like, it's almost down the Bisping route, the Connor route. You know, that just last minute, come and have a go, man.
Yeah,
and I think he's got that.
You know what?
That fuck it skill. That he's
got that fuck it mentality, though.
For real.
I've actually, you know, Jim Masoon.
Yes.
Who's a
Big
good
Jim.
friend of the Big Jim, who orders everything that we sell from Full Reptile Collective.
I do have to ring him and say, can I have some stock back? Because he's got a back catalogue for us.
He's ordering coffee beans by the sack.
For real, man.
He's asked, one of his questions was, how many more wins / fights till you think you give Johnny Walker a title shot?
See,
what do you reckon?
The thing is, when I see him fight, he almost reminds me of John Jones against someone like Stephan Bonner. Stephan Bonner was fucking, physically massive.
Yeah.
I had a picture with him, and his head came down to here and here.
Yeah.
He looked like the
Easter
Island,
I
for
knew
real.
you were going to say that.
But he
yeah,
was
for
fucking.
sure.
But his body fit the rest of him.
Yeah.
Like, to take a picture with me, who's on his hunkering right down. But when you see the highlight reel of John Jones doing the spinning back elbow, the trips, all the crazy shit, essentially, Stephan Bonner was the biggest gatekeeper you're coming across, because obviously he's put the UFC to a degree where it is now. So when I see Johnny Bones, I know that, Johnny Walker, his opponents haven't been the same, but everyone's born a baby. I think he's got a chance. I think,
you know, maybe if, regardless really what happens with Thiago Silva. Santos,
not
man,
Silva.
My brain's fried. I need some sleep,
Yeah.
for real. I got back from London last night, like 4 o'clock in the morning. Lost my bank card.
Dude,
I've never done that.
I've got to be honest, disappointed.
I'm
but
disappointed in myself.
Yeah.
I am.
I'm not angry. I am just disappointed.
I am.
This is it.
Anyway.
We don't lose a lot of things.
No, we
were saying
don't.
this
No, we're
earlier.
good with that kind of
even
stuff.
if I lose stupid shit as small as like the Sky remote, I can't give in and get the one from upstairs.
No.
Because then I need to turn the house upside down.
You've got to watch Peppa Pig until the remote turns up.
That's it. Yeah, just sit in
Yeah.
the room rocking. Yeah, it's not good. It's not good.
What was I saying? So yeah, Thiago Santos after we got. In fact, this is a good interlude. Let's take a moment here. You'll notice that we're drinking tea. This is very very British.
Mine's
right
gone.
now.
I've gone full water.
So, a couple of weeks ago, we mentioned that we needed a Jamie.
We did,
but obviously this is far too British to have a Jamie. So we have a James. So behind the camera now we're on camera and we've got lighting and all kinds of stuff.
James Esquire.
James. No. From this point onwards, we'll be known as Kid Mystery.
Kid Mystery.
Kid Mystery.
I like it. Perfect.
So James, say hello. In fact, I'll take a photo. So people can see what you look like.
Exactly what we can see now.
And I'll tweet it. Hang on.
But he's sat on the back end of a exercise bike, facing the wrong way, with a camera on a tripod on a box.
That's wicked. Yeah, hang on. Yeah, you look completely unimpressed. It's a good shot. It's a good shot.
There you go. We'll use that.
It's a good shot.
That's perfect.
Kid Mystery in the house.
Santos.
If he comes through Jan Blachowicz, that's a fight. I'd like to see that. Because
Yeah.
they're both mental.
Definitely.
They're both nuts.
I just think he could go against any 205, because the thing is, it's that crazy confidence that's getting him into these places, that it's almost like that Czech Congo. You know, when Czech Congo rocked up, smashed the shit out of people. Well, the first guy, and then the second one got took down, and we're all like,
Yeah. I have an idea.
Go on.
We'll put this to the UFC. Pay attention, UFC. This is $1 million idea.
This is
You're
the
gonna
one.
Like this.
This
You're
is
gonna
the
like
one. Okay,
this.
I'm ready.
So we're gonna take Thiago Santos.
Yeah.
And we're gonna take Johnny Walker.
Yeah.
And we're gonna get a team of 3 guys in each corner to spin them around in a circle until they're fucking incredibly dizzy, and then the first round starts.
Man.
Go.
Dude.
Can you imagine?
Can we handcuff both of their left hands together? So spin them separately, handcuff
just
them.
tie a piece of rope around their waist,
Just windmill.
or a piece of elastic,
Yeah.
so they keep bouncing back
Just
towards
windmill.
each other. That's gold.
Yeah, that's that
gold.
X-arm.
I mean,
Have you
now
ever seen
we've
X-arm?
got people bare knuckle boxing on TV.
We've
can
got
do
bare
anything,
knuckle.
can't we?
We've got craziness. There's that X-arm, if you ever saw that, it's where 2 people get handcuffed.
And beat the shit out of each other.
together.
That's kind of what this is.
Yeah, it's almost like this, but then they're pulling up arm bars and stuff. And you think,
I saw that.
Not
ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't know.
Ridiculous.
I think that's where Reebok got the idea for the uniforms from.
Although, if you want a commentator, give me a shout.
Ringers. We've got Ben. Ben's all about X-arm.
How are my pronunciations at the weekend? I tell you the one that I did mess up, and I'm gonna scold her live on podcast as well, Laura Sanko. I was doing absolutely perfectly well at saying, hang on, I need to read it.
Okay, let me get over there.
Oh, I can't even find it on the card. Mara Romero Barella. Mara Romero Barella. Mara Romero Barella.
Romero Barella.
I fucked up so bad on the weigh-in show, and
She did.
no. But the thing is, I was doing fine with it all the whole time, and then Laura was like, "That name, you're gonna make a mess of that one. I make a mess of that one. You're gonna make a mess of that one."
Thanks, Jinx.
And then I couldn't say it for the whole weekend.
She made a bit of a
Mara.
mess of it at the weigh-in show, didn't she?
Well, there were some challenging names.
No, I mean she had like 6 bags of sugar in her pocket, didn't she?
6 bags. What?
Wasn't it Mara that was overweight?
Oh no!
Am I
That
getting it
was
completely wrong?
no. That was Last Mohican's Sarah Frota. She's terrifying.
Well, I apologise
She's
to Mara.
She scares me.
I apologise to all. Yeah,
scares me.
one of them doing.
Although Lavina de Souza scares me as well. She's got crazy in her eyes.
This is it. They just know they can. Yeah, they're gonna man on
So
them, aren't they?
so when I was researching, I was watching old YouTube fights of them and trying to get the pronunciations right. And,
Okay.
I mean, it's so much fun. I love the way that Joe Martinez introduces the role of the.
He's full tilt, full Mexican. And
Rodrigo
love it.
Bontorin.
It just takes me back to WEC
Yeah.
every time because that was the only. Whenever I didn't get Bruce, I was always a bit disappointed. But like, it was all right. I could live with that.
Yeah.
I got used to that. I struggle sometimes, on local circuits when you hear someone announce. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
you're trying to be Bruce Buffer,
Right.
And you're not. You're really missing.
No.
Be yourself.
But the thing is,
It's
like
all right.
with Joe Martinez, he's got his own personality.
Definitely.
So he's all
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
So I don't actually know who the awards went to. What was your fight of the night pick? I did like Jairzinho Rosenstruik.
Yes.
He was fun.
See, I managed to get a bit on Saturday night. To be fair,
This ain't gonna.
I managed to get a bit. That sounded dodgy.
not sure.
I managed to watch some of the fights.
You Mark Goddard in the
Was
table.
I was I
You was a
hulking
little
out?
bit. You
Oh,
were.
sorry.
It's because we're in the reptile house.
Yeah.
That's what it does to you.
That's what it is. Yeah, it's just that energy. So I managed to. I fell asleep dropping the phone on my face with Thiago Alves. That literally I've muscled through and I've managed to watch a couple. I'm like, I'm killing this, and then literally got the phone and I just woke up with it just going bink. I was like, ah. So then I'd lost like 2 rounds. So I that's the one I missed. Sorry, dude, I'm killing you. So my fight of the night though, I managed to catch up the next day. Are you good?
Yeah, I'm all right. Are we recording still?
Was that mid gulp?
It was.
Oh shit.
Perfectly timed.
Yeah, sorry.
Carry on.
I can't just go for fight of the night. I can't go top 3 or 4 just because they were all fucking brilliant.
Yep.
What I would go for is the card opener, which was
Yeah.
Bontorin.
Yeah, against
Bibulatov.
Yeah.
Only because of
Magomed
the
Bibulatov.
But it was the betting odds. It was how much they were putting.
What were the odds closed on that one? Who was the
Ridiculous. Bibulatov by
was
he was the biggest undercard on the show, and mate, he turned up to fucking fight.
Yeah.
So that was I managed to catch that up on Fight Pass. So I watched the main show and then I went backwards.
We got 2 anacondas as well, didn't we, the weekend?
Ridiculous anacondas
Saeed
as well.
Nurmagomedov, that was nice. That was a standaconda.
It was Oliveira's anaconda that sort of went. That was more like an aggro anaconda
that was
because he was like,
that was a how dare you poke me in the eye, motherfucker.
That wasn't an eye poke.
That was a
I'm taking your eyes home,
Yeah.
dude.
That was like a hawk, like a talon.
Yeah, I don't know if he'd watched Minority Report the day before.
Maybe.
You know when he gets him in his little baggie,
Maybe. Or
baggie of eyeballs.
or Jurassic Park.
Oh,
It could have been a
yeah. Right, it was horrible.
Thiago Alves, Max Griffin.
Okay.
I don't know what the judges. This is an argument for having the judges in a different room with headphones on.
Yes,
Because
completely.
every time, John said it to me during the broadcast, every time Thiago Alves even went near Max Griffin, the whole crowd went nuts.
That's it.
And I get it because he's the hometown guy
course.
and that's the way, but you've got to think how much that influences the judges. Especially, I was having a great conversation last night actually with the guy that started Fight Metric.
The legend that is.
The legend that is. Fascinating conversation. And he was talking about this as well, about how it does, I mean, there obviously is a potential to affect the judging in that way. Because the position that you're sat at when you're judging octagon side, if the fight's happening on the opposite side of the fence, you can't really see anything.
No.
And like me from my commentary position, I can see the fight and I want to watch the fight live through the fence, but there are sometimes I'm like I can't really see what's going on. I've got to refer to the screen. I have all my screens. I'm talking to Minority Report.
There you go. Yeah. Well, you've gone full tech. See, when I came to Cage Warriors last time and I had a wicked seat, it was really close, but you find yourself sort of looking at the screen quite a lot, and then you almost feel guilty because I'm like I should be watching them, and I'm watching the screen.
Oh, what's the matter, Ben?
Sorry, dude.
Don't be upset, buddy.
You can be up for 2 minutes. So the thing is, it's always like with the hometown heroes. It's hard because obviously Thiago's a legend.
Yeah.
But the problem is he's been in it for a bit too long now. I mean, you remember back to when he fought Matt Hughes with that flying knee knockout. Was that UFC London, UFC UK?
85. Bedlam.
Yeah, man.
And I'll tell you why I know that. It's probably the only one I remember apart from my own fights, is because that was my first live UFC event.
Full Ben Sherman.
I always said to myself, full Ben Sherman days. Yeah, absolutely. Sponsored by Ben Sherman, in fact, at the time. Loved it. What was I saying? Yeah, that was my first. So I always promised myself all the way through my career that I was not going to go to a UFC event until they sent me a ticket, until I'd earned myself.
That's cool.
Yeah, and that was my first one. I remember Alves looking like the Hulk flying through the air with that knee.
Fucking, yeah.
Wicked.
I can't really make that stance because I don't think I'd ever get a ticket. If I made a point, I'm like, right, well, I'll earn it. You watch this. Grandad, this got sent in the post.
Mate. I'll get you a ticket,
yeah,
mate.
You get me a ticket.
Honestly, the amount of messages I've got, UFC London tickets, can you get any? I'm like, I think I am Ticketmaster. What's up, Ben? Come here.
Is he fully kicking off? Ben,
yeah, he's aggro. We've all had a drink.
Have you got sweets in your pocket?
Oh, he just wants attention.
He says, I want some fuss.
Damien,
Marcus Perez looked good.
He did look good. I'm not sure about that.
With a ponytail?
Yeah, I don't know about that.
So
it reminds me of, like, what he should do is shave the top front side off so he looks like 36 Chambers of the Shaolin, like the old kung fu movies.
Yeah, almost a bit Tong Po, but they didn't go full.
No,
they didn't go ringlet.
You never go full Tong Po
ever.
What about Damien Maia?
I was glad. It was nice to see. I mean, the thing is, he's just above and beyond. The minute he's got hold of you, like,
that's it.
No,
that's it. It's if he gets a hold of you.
Yeah, and to be fair, Lyman Good's as good as anyone to land a big shot. But I think, I mean, obviously I've not fought, but the whole time you're thinking, if he fucking grabs me, he's going to grab me in a minute. I think he's going to grab. Oh, he's got me. Right, let me get my stupid dog.
So I'm going to have a look at some of these questions that I've got. Okay. I've got loads of stuff going on here. Gimme Radio still playing in the background. To Speak of Wolves is on. Very cool. And then I've got, what have I got pulled up? Oh, the Mark Goddard podcast. We're at like 3,500 views. That's on YouTube, on the Fight Disciples YouTube. Have a look at that.
Is that at Fight Disciples or the YouTube Fight Disciples?
Yeah. Or if you just type listen Dan Hardy or listen Mark Goddard, it will come up. I want to hear what people's feedback is. We will get a microphone that Mark Goddard can speak into without sounding like he's running across a valley when he's talking, because he can't hold a microphone.
You can't say running across a valley without making it Welsh, though. You have to say running across a valley, innit? You can't say it the other way because there's no valleys anywhere else there. All right? It's cracking.
Very nice. I can't do accents.
Oh,
I can
give me a heads up for a valley and I'll drop into it real quick.
Yeah, thanks. I'll give you the nod.
Yeah,
give you the nod.
valley nod.
Yeah. Inside the Octagon's up as well. Whitaker Gastelum. We recorded after they completely fried my brain the other day. Poor old Ben Chili Bertie. I kind of lost my shit at him a little bit because my brain was fried. First of all, they made me wake up before noon.
See?
And you know that doesn't... What time did you knock on the door this morning? 11 o'clock?
Nervously 11 o'clock.
No. And I answered,
luckily I had Ben with me to go, oh, look, a dog.
And I was like, I don't know. Before noon is not copacetic for me.
I love the Mark Goddard podcast though, man.
Did you like it? Yeah.
I listened to a lot of it. It gave me a massive insight into it because the thing is, like, a lot of fighters get a breakthrough fight. And obviously, I know Mark got a lot of flack for stopping that fight early, which he wasn't even at. But the difference is we know Mark because he's had his breakthrough fights. Like, the guy that was reffing that fight is an experienced ref, but we've not seen that ridiculously amazing ref experience come into something that's triggered the brain, because it always reminds me of, like, it was always Big John. Big John was the boy. Literally, if you knew that you were going to get called right. So I'll always remember when Herb Dean got his validation, and it was through the was it the Lesnar Carwin? Was that Herb Dean?
I don't remember.
I don't know if it's Herb Dean or Josh Rosenthal, but I think it was Herb Dean. And basically, it was one of them fights. It was either Lesnar Carwin or the week before was like Chael Sonnen and Anderson Silva won. And both of them were like good decisions. But it was when Herb Dean did that, and even Dana was screaming, awesome, best referee in the game. Awesome. And obviously Big John had just walked off at that point. Right. So he had to make a point. But I didn't know if it was a case that refs feel that they get a breakthrough fight where people start recognising them, or if they get that same experience of fighters talking about that bad decision, or not bad decision, talking about the decision, if, let's say, Mark goes in there and he calls something in his brain, he's like, oh, I could have let it go a bit. Do you know what? Not publicly, but yeah. Is he then jonesing to get back into the cage to be able to right that wrong, to sort of almost go, look, I do know what I'm doing?
Maybe. I think the good thing about Mark is that he's very self-critical.
Yeah.
So like I mean I'll ask this question next time I sit with him, because like you can ask Mark and you can say, you know, what fights stand out to you as a time where you could have been a little bit faster or whatever, and there are a few that come to mind immediately, and they stay with him, and that makes him a better referee. And the thing is, you know, sometimes you can't get there in time just to, because like he said on the podcast, he doesn't like a kill shot.
Yeah.
I like a kill shot. I love a kill shot.
Yeah.
You know, but like that's the mentality that Mark's supposed to have. You don't want a referee that likes a kill shot.
No.
You know, and
when you get a bit bloodthirsty,
exactly,
do him again.
Yeah, one more. Like he owes you money.
Yeah.
You know, but the thing that you got to bear in mind, and I always kind of feel sorry for new referees when they're stepping in. Like when I'm going to like I'm doing a European event and we've got local referees there. My first thought is like, I really hope you have a really good first show, because you always start a referee at a deficit. You don't just go, oh, referee. Yeah. You go, referee, we'll keep an eye on you. Yeah. You know, there's always what's the matter? There's always a doubt. You know what I mean? There's a
lot of people involved in that one person's decision making.
Yeah.
And obviously it's the safety. It's everything. It's got to be terrifying.
Like I said, they always start at a deficit. You know what I mean? And I think that it takes a lot of work to get to the stage where Mark's at, because you have to first of all build up to even before you can start then building credibility.
Well, when Mark was talking about, is it Kevin, that had hundreds of fights, and you're like, has he? Yeah. And as much as you've seen him before, and I know he isn't Mark, but then Mark's obviously come onto the scene, and he's got a massive history, but you only remember a certain amount. You just remember what's current. Do you know what I mean? You'll normally remember a ref in a crazy decision because they're normally trying to get in between. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was good, man. I really enjoyed it.
Cool, man. Yeah. Well, I like it. I want to keep right. I mean, we'll do it once a month because obviously, like, Mark's busy. I'm very busy. He's like always traveling. Pretty much every weekend he's on a show
he's all
somewhere.
over the place.
So I mean, we cross paths a lot. So sometimes we'll be able to sit down in like the lobby of a hotel at Cage Warriors or whatever, and we'll be able to have a good conversation there. But we'll do it once a month, and I'll kind of gather topics and subjects. I've already got a bunch of stuff that I've got in mind for the next one that I want to speak to him about.
Do you want a number of sound bites of people trying to impersonate Mark saying, listen?
Oh, we should. That's what we should do.
I think we just do like a whole listen, right. Do you know what I mean? Get a whole
just a whole stream of people doing
It
impressions
could
of
be a
Mark.
message alert.
Yeah,
he won't get sick of it. His wife might come around and murder you, but
yeah. You know what I've been doing actually since we started talking about and doing the podcast. When I've been researching fights, every time Mark Goddard's refereeing a fight and he stops the fight, something happens, I make a note of it. Because what I want to do is I want to lift the sound bites out and do something with it. So like
you do hear a lot of like, no coaching.
Yeah. So like when he kept looking at you up behind camera as well. Did you notice? Yeah. So like he was refereeing a Sun South Font, and I was watching that fight for this weekend's research. And in the third round, I make a note of the time code, 3:06 on the clock in the third round. There was an eye poke, and Mark turns to the corner man and he's like, "What did I say? Don't coach." You know what I mean? I'm in charge here. Listen. So I want to grab a few of those sound bites and just kind of.
You're almost gonna have a soundboard when he starts saying something. We're like, listen. What did I say? What did I tell you? What did I tell you? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Here come the remix.
Lord of mercy. Yeah, I like it.
We'll definitely do that.
Yeah, I think so. I think he'll dig that. He won't mind us. But the thing that was frustrating about it is we recorded 2 podcasts on Full Reptile Radio initially, and people liked them. We got good feedback, which is why we decided to do like a monthly special.
Yeah.
He said, listen, like every third word all the way through those podcasts.
The first two.
So I thought, well, that's the perfect thing we'll call it, because he says it all the time. I think he said it once in the new podcast.
He's desperately holding
he kept
that
saying,
back.
Like I said. And then someone put in the comments, you should have called this Like I Said. I'm like, motherfucker, I've already had the artwork drawn up now.
Yeah, this is it. I can't go back. You know, it's that Bisping's Believe You
Dan,
Me.
By the way, shout out to Dan with the work.
Oh, dude.
I keep trying to say his last name, but I know I'm going to mess it up. Al's.
I think it's Alzheimer's.
I've tagged him. It's not.
Alzheimer's with a Z.
He's an amazing artist, though. I mean, it's the Stipe Miocic one I like the most.
Dude.
He's got all the proportions of his head.
It was the
perfectly.
Darren Till with the
your mum.
double birds.
Your mum.
Your mum. Your ma, or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Fucking brilliant.
Yeah. How good was the press conference? Darren arguing with Leon Edwards.
That's all you want.
Brilliant.
Why wouldn't you
Brilliant.
want that?
Leon Edwards getting involved.
Mate, that's what I want. A little bit of fucking Uncle
Involved.
Albert. A little bit join the water. Do you know what I mean? Just get that full fucking Crombie.
Yeah.
Love it.
Like, there's like maybe 30% of the listeners will get that reference, and the whole rest of the world will be like,
Man.
I have
Going
no idea
back
what
to
Only
the
Fools and
70s,
Horses
there was
is.
Only Fools and Horses.
Only Fools and Horses.
I think we've spoke about it a number
Yeah.
of times. I even sang the song.
Bear with us, there are only 14 seasons. We'll start at number 1.
Yes.
So what was episode number?
So
Falling
basically,
through the bottom.
Rodney, Dell, and Grandad.
Anyway, back to the fight card.
Okay, back to-
Did we finish the fight card?
We didn't, but I wanted to talk about Jose.
Go on then, do that.
Do you think he looks like the Pringles man?
I'm not going to say that. He already owes me a leg kick. I picked against him because I was concerned.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I
was
proudly
partly-
didn't pick against him because I know I can never go against Jose.
It was partly to disagree with Laura because she jinxed me on the Mara Romero Barella.
Okay. Yeah, I can't ever go against Jose. And in the
No.
first round, it just looked like, I was talking to you about this the other day, when you see him against all the other guys back in the day, they were all the same size as him.
Yeah.
And now they're starting to stretch these guys out.
Dude, they
and
are.
just drop them in and be like, oh yeah, he's definitely the right weight. And
Right.
you think, it's a different weight class.
The thing is, if I'd have picked Jose and he'd have lost, I'd have been like, that's because I picked him. So if I pick
okay.
his opponent and he wins, I'm happy all day.
Well, explain that to him. Make sure you do.
I
You
can't-
don't look like the Pringles
Fortunately,
guy.
I can't.
Also,
Also,
I didn't pick
I love
you
him.
for
He's
a
my
jinx.
spirit. Jose Aldo's my spirit animal. I
Mate,
tell you.
he's
I tell you.
brilliant. I was so pleased to see him back,
Yeah.
and he just went vintage, didn't he?
He
was
did.
like, that
Awesome.
fucking hurt, didn't it?
Yeah, coming after you.
Dude.
You know, so I've been to Brazil twice, right? This was the second time. I went by plane this time, which was much, much faster.
Well, yeah. Wasn't the last time you were at sea for how long?
28 days. Yeah, it's not the quickest way of traveling.
Unless it's Ryanair.
Unless it's Ryanair. Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah, your luggage will definitely get there faster on a boat. Yeah, shout out to Ryanair. Fuck you, man. What a terrible airline.
Hey, shout out to
There's
Ryanair. Your ma.
Such a bad airline.
It is.
It's actually in my contract. Don't fly me with them.
Mate.
They've lost so many bags.
All they've ever done for me
And
is
I
cancel
love a bag.
flights.
I have a real thing for luggage, as you know.
Oh, yeah, well, dude, I make it for you often.
You do, yeah.
Yeah,
We've
so-
got some lovely full Reptile
We've got
collective
some nice
bags.
bags.
Yeah, they are
Well,
vegan leather.
All they ever did for me was cancel flights. Me and Stace had flights organised to go to
Headaches.
Ireland, and they were like, "Oh, by the way, yeah, fucked it." I was like, "Nice one."
Yeah.
What can you do?
Can't
And they
go.
were like, "Nothing.
Yeah.
That's it. You're done."
Nightmares.
Shithead.
Where were we? Jose Aldo.
We did Damien Maya. We did Jose,
Back.
and then, yeah, dude, that was fullback.
If I was Damien Maya, I would have Mataleo tattooed on my knuckles. Lion killer.
rear naked,
RNC.
RNC,
Naked.
Ullus.
Yeah. What about the main event then? Marlon Moraes.
I thought that was a no-brainer. I
Really?
genuinely
I
thought
thought it was gonna be tighter than
I thought
that.
he was going to smash him to pieces. The problem is, and
Smash
this is
him
nothing
to
against
pieces.
Rafael Hassunsao.
Nice.
But this is it. You got to get whenever
Nice.
it's Brazil
Yeah.
and it's Fortaleza,
No.
Fortaleza,
There you go.
Fortaleza,
There you
but it's a at the end. It's like, I'm going to eat your crunchy. It's like, oh yeah. What about curly willy? I don't like curly willy.
You're practicing your Portuguese, right?
Always.
You've been listening to a lot of Natal Aranha.
I have to. Yeah, I love it. So when Rafael Sunsao was coming out, and obviously back in the day, he's been in the game a lot longer. And I almost likened this to Brad Pickett and DJ. No disrespect to Brad Pickett or DJ, but Brad Pickett beat DJ
Yeah.
at WEC.
Did.
So he fucking wrestle fucked him.
Tea's gone cold.
Oh, really? You can still one gulp it. You've got to. You don't waste it.
I know I can't, can I?
No. I made that brew.
I'll get a alert from the Queen if she sees me wasting tea on
I
a
say
our
she'd be
podcast,
fuming.
I know.
Like, I beg your pardon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
fuck that.
No.
So, well, like I said, with DJ and with Brad Pickett, bear in mind he beat him. When you go back to the UFC, would you have ever put Brad Pickett against DJ? I would have loved to have matched him up. I would love to see it again.
Yeah.
But where DJ had got himself to, mentally, physically, and all the rest of it, and where Brad was then fighting was completely different. And I could see that when all I've seen of Moraes was just highlight. He's
Yeah.
just looked like
that
he's
head kick against Jimmy Rivera.
whoosh. And Jimmy Rivera, who beat
It was like kung
Faber.
fu. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. It was like a kung fu move.
Well, he took that scalp. He literally beat Rivera and took the Faber scalp. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To me. So
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the next card this weekend because we should have a little word about that as well.
or is this
2, 3, 4.
Whittaker Gastelum?
Yeah.
Oi.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
What do you reckon, Anderson Silva? Are you concerned? Are you worried?
Head and
he's gonna
heart.
do it?
Head and heart. Head saying I'm worried because Adesanya's got a point to prove.
He's going to hit one of those fireballs.
Yeah, for real. And
I don't know what that is. I have no idea what that is. I feel like
What-
I'm too old for that.
This,
But
yeah.
somebody made a video of and doing all the animations. It looked fantastic. I mean, I get it with all the animation.
I know on a joypad it's down, left and round to the right or the left, depending on which way you're facing in.
Is that right?
Hard kick or hard punch.
I'm a button mash.
Yeah.
Mash,
No, I can't have that.
Palm.
No, that sounded wrong. Good job it's videoed.
Yeah, right.
That's fine. We're safe.
We'll just snip that. We'll just snip that.
Just snip that a little bit.
We'll just
Go
snip
back to the
that
vasectomy story.
Not on camera.
No.
Not because he had it all out on
It's
camera.
visual. It's visual. It's a visual aid.
My cold tea is making me feel sick. That's not helping.
Sorry, dude. So Anderson Israel. I want to see Anderson come out and just, I don't know, I want him to just be at peace. That completely zen against Forest.
He might be at peace if he gets caught early.
Yeah, that's the problem. But you know when he was out against Forest and he was literally part of the Matrix, and it's almost like it was choreographed to the point where Forest was like,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna look like this, and I'm gonna just be all over like Bambi on ice, and you're just gonna like slip a punch and knock me out. Yeah. 3 times. Okay, no worries. Then I'm gonna run out the cage. Yeah, you do whatever you want, Forest.
Yeah.
And it was that absolute laser precision.
I never had a fight where I experienced witchcraft like that, but I feel for Forrest in those moments.
But what was that now? 10 years ago? Gotta be, hasn't it?
Could be 20. I don't know, to be honest. It
How old's
seems like
Forrest
a
now?
while.
60?
64.
Wow.
Looks
But
good for it. Looks good for it.
I want to see Anderson come
He'll
back.
make to 120 though, Forrest will anyway.
Yes, 100%. 100%. Just as a head in a jar. But that,
Futurama stuff.
yeah. The thing is, Anderson, I've almost got Anderson on the same pedestal as GSP.
Oh, I can't drink that. No, fuck.
Is it bad shit?
Yeah, no, it's
I'll secretly drink it because I can't stand to see waste when I'm in the kitchen.
Can't do it. No,
Mate,
I'm gonna make sure it goes down the drain.
let me tell you this
It's
real
because
quick. Let me tell you this story real
No, you
quick.
can't drink that. It's oat milk. It's settled.
I can't remember if I told you this before, but basically when I first got together with Stace, it was at 1998, and she had a chippy up the road from her,
Chippy.
a big time chippy, right? So we were
Chippy. Chip shop.
Chip shop.
A chip shop.
a chipper. If you're in Ireland, there's chipper. You have to say a chipper over there. So anyway, I've got my pea mix, which is chips, mushy peas, and a battered sausage.
Of course.
So
Standard.
all day. So basically, we've walked out of the chippy and we're walking back home. It's 2 minutes away, and I've literally, this sausage has rolled off my chips and hit the deck, and a part of me died. And I looked down. Now, bear in mind,
It's a make or break.
yeah, I've been with Stace like,
Did she dive for it?
no, nothing. Literally just looked at me and was like, oh, you dropped your sausage. And I was like, fuck. So I looked at her, and I've been with her, 6 months, a year, like not long enough to sort of go, can eat this. What are you going to do? Married. So I couldn't do that. So she had 3 dogs. And I was like, I know. So I don't waste it. I'll take it home and I'll feed your dogs when we get in. And she was like, oh yeah, nice one. I don't think she gave 2 shits, but I was fuming because obviously I couldn't smash a sausage in my face when I want to get it together with Stace later.
I know where this is going
Yeah.
already.
So I walked
Does
home.
she know the end of this story already?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
good.
I
Okay.
told her like
I don't
after
want
the wedding night.
I don't want domestic issues from a podcast.
Yeah, come back with a black eye.
Yeah.
So I get back to my mum and dad's house, and I'm nearly finished my chips at this point. I'm looking at this sausage, and it's like, eat me. I was like, I will. What can I do? So the dogs were all in the kitchen. I was like, come outside, guys, come outside. So I took all 3 dogs outside and ate this sausage as fast as I fucking could. And I was shoving it in my face so hard. And I was like, oh my God, quick. And the dogs were all looking at me like, bro, what are you saying? Like, that looked like wicked. Can we have a bit? And I was like, nah, this is all mine. So, yeah, there was like a 10-minute rule. It wasn't a 3-second rule. I just ate it later. So
The thing is, I knew it was going that way.
yeah,
And it's still killing me.
but the thing is, I can't waste. So yeah, one way or another, Ben will drink it. We'll not waste it.
Oh,
So yeah,
gross.
so massive tangent, but yeah, I'm still going to eat it,
of course you were.
mate. It could roll in. Yeah, it just rolls through. I'll still smash it down. I've paid for it, man. I'm poor. If I paid for it, I'm eating it. Right. Anderson Silva. I wonder what he's picked up off the floor and eaten. Have you ever dropped a sausage off a P-mix of your acai? Did they get a P-mix acai? Just like with a battered sausage stuck in it.
Hey, maybe that's a revolution. Maybe that's the new revolution.
Maybe we open a shop.
Acai and mushy peas.
With mint
bit
sauce.
of mint sauce and a battered sausage. Dipped in so it doesn't roll off.
Obviously, Lacey's American. So have you ever introduced anyone to mushy peas and mint sauce?
Yes. She thinks it's awful. Horrendous.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She don't get it. She doesn't get it.
Oh, man.
She
Most
doesn't get
people,
it.
once they get past the colour, and they're like, so you have this standing outside freezing cold and just, it's like, yeah, just fucking chuck it in, though. It's amazing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. The thing is, though, there's mushy peas and mushy peas, right? Because my standard, if I'm going to a chip shop, I'm going to George's. Standard.
Okay.
It's like the royal level of fish and chips. Sometimes I can't be bothered to leave the village, and there's a village chippy, and it's really nice. But their mushy peas are like
Dayglow Hypercolor.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, like
Funky Brewster's socks.
just unnecessary green, just far too green to be normal, natural green.
Yeah, it's a bit watery. Oh,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, it's the thing is, I mean, I've been brought up on chips, and literally
Yeah.
we would go on holiday to a seaside town, and my dad would walk along the front of the promenade or whatever, and let's say there's 15 chippies, we would stop at every single one, and even now
That's a lot of potatoes.
But that's all you need. All you need is the good stuff. Trust me, it's the best. But there was so much difference in like just shit chippies. There's so many shit chippies, but
Yeah.
Lumo peas aren't the best.
They're not, are they?
No,
not
at all.
What else is standing out to you on the Melbourne card? Sam Alvey against Jim Crute. That's going to be a lot of fun.
That's going to be a bomb.
Like Jim Crute just waits forward with big punches.
And Sam Alvey
He's
just
a lot of
smile the
fun.
whole time.
Yeah.
It's almost that awkward smile, like when you're telling a kid off that's not your kid, and they're looking at you thinking, "I want to cry, but I'm not going to." And you're like, "Oh God, pushed it too far."
Kai Kara France as well is going to be awesome. I'm really enjoying watching.
Every
that kid
time he's
develop.
fought, he's looked amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, Vanata's on the card.
But this kid, I don't know. Honestly, I've been spread over so many different events. I've not really looked at the undercard of this. I don't know some of these guys. I'll be honest. Raulian Pavia. I should probably know these kids. Is he making his debut? He looks like a killer.
He's 18-1.
Oh, he's coming off Dana White's Tuesday night. I must have missed that one. Split decision over someone called Nascimento. I'll have to check that one out. Kai Kara France was wicked. I was watching him backstage warming up and moving around. And the day before, like when he was it weight cutting Thursday? Maybe?
He looked a bit like a military experiment to me.
Yeah.
It was almost like, we'll put him back in the box now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like these doors are going to go...
Yeah. And same thing with
and
Shane
walk out.
Young as well.
Yes.
I remember, where was it? Singapore? Shane Young was fighting. And it was... So right before... The way that the weigh-ins work sometimes, like say if we're not doing a ceremonial weigh-in in the afternoon for the media and the cameras and stuff, we'll do a face-off after the official weigh-ins. So we go 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. of the weigh-ins, and then everybody has to meet back in the weigh-in room backstage at 11 o'clock.
Okay.
And then we do like a 20-minute walkthrough, and I'll stand and I'll go, Jimmy Crute against Sam Alvey, and then they'll both come out and face off, turn to the media, and then they'll go. So we don't do a ceremonial weigh-in sometimes.
Okay.
And that's what happened in, I think it was Singapore, I'm pretty sure it was, and he was on the card. And I remember walking into the back room just to check all the fighters are organised and lined up, and they put tape on the floor so the fighters know the red corner, blue corner.
Yeah.
It's very organised. And as I was looking around the room, just kind of having a look to see, who was rehydrated, who looked happy, who had, bit of life in their face and all that kind of stuff. And as I was scanning the room, I just settled on Shane Young sitting there next to his corner man, paying attention to nobody else, just doing that like Maori war face, just like sticking his tongue out wide-eyed. I was like, holy shit, I'm glad I'm not fighting that kid.
You're just going out for a ceremonial weigh-in. It's just like a face-off.
Terrifying. He's legit. He's a very talented kid, and there's some good fighters on this card. I'm thinking we're gonna get some good some standout performances. The fight right before Anderson Silva,
that's going to be a good fight.
Oh, his fights are always good, aren't they? He's a bit nuts.
And Vanata, can't wait to see Vanata again.
Lando Vanata's a Star Wars character
All day,
name, isn't it?
All day. I just want to see him come out in a cloak.
Yeah.
And just have like lightsabers tattooed on his leg. Yeah, definitely.
I'm looking forward to Ronnie Yaya against Ricky Simon.
Is that because you get to say Ronnie Yaya?
Yes, it is. Sorry, yeah. No, I went into a different world.
It's all right. It's a bit like a swing
fell
song,
into
isn't it?
fell into another dimension for a minute. Because you've got like world class Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Like when you talk about world class Brazilian jiu-jitsu in the UFC, you're looking at Damian Maia, Jacare, and Rani Yaya is up there on that level. And then he's fighting Ricky Simone, who's a very strong wrestler. And if I remember right, was he not the guy that choked out Merab Dvalishvili?
I'm just on Ronnie Yaya
Yes, he was.
because I want to see
that technical guillotine from Mount, where when the fight was over, he let him go and he was kind of out, and then there was the confusion and he was kicking his legs and doing the weird electric dance,
doing the crazy dance. Why are you doing the boogaloo? Because it's Ronnie Yaya.
Yeah, not nice. Not a nice place to be. You know, it's funny because that's what happened to me against Chris Lytle. I don't remember that, but the last thing I remember, I dove in for a takedown. I was like, yeah, fuck it, why not? I'll try wrestling for once. And I shot in, went for a takedown. The next thing, I'm in a guillotine. And I was like...
I don't like that.
The thing is, as soon as he clamped it on, my first thought was, this is his move.
That would hurt.
This is his move. I've researched. I know he does this. Why have I just put my head in this noose?
I'll never forget.
And
I saw Grandad Ian. And he
Grandad
just
Ian.
walked up to me after the fight. He grabbed me and he says, "He would have won that." And I was like,
I don't know.
"It was close, man."
I caught him in the second round with an elbow.
Yeah.
Caught him right in the temple with an elbow, and he did a bit of a dance and put both of his hands down. I was like,
Here we go.
boxing, that's a 10-8. Boxing, that's a 10-8.
Yeah. But I was never convinced. Didn't you wear orange shorts for that one?
Orange. I went Shaolin for that one. I went
Yeah.
No.
Leave it with the Shaolin.
Yeah.
Let
I'd already
him have it.
lost my way by that point. Because I was coming off that decision loss to Anthony Johnson, who's still, my thumb is still not in the right place from that fight.
Yeah, and if he
Crooked.
was sat here now, bear in mind,
There wouldn't be room.
if he was sat opposite you,
We'd have to take all the gloves down for a start. Do you like my glove wall?
I love your glove wall. I've got to be honest. There's stuff that my inner thief wants to take every time, but it would just make too much of it. It's too obvious.
I wouldn't notice eventually.
I just take the lefts of all of them.
I'm like,
I have a lefty
what's
glove
going on
wall.
here? Got the full Reptile ones at the top. They're prototypes. We've got some full Reptile gloves coming soon, as you know. As you don't know,
Yes.
we've got some full Reptile gloves coming soon.
There's
You're
a
gonna
full
like
line.
them.
We are
A full line.
fully,
A full Reptile
fully
full line.
in
Fully.
development.
Fully.
Trust me, I've
Yep.
seen a lot of CADs.
And I've
Yeah,
got
it's
all my
wicked,
UFC gloves as well. Those red ones, the ones with the red tape on, they were the ones that put Roy Markham to sleep. Well,
Good.
the left one is anyway.
Yeah.
I don't think I hit him with the right.
I told you about when I found Trey's gloves at 49. I was like, dude, your gloves are on the
Just
side.
left them
I
on
said
the
he was
mat.
like, yeah, don't worry about it. I was like, yo, you got a son coming soon, dude.
Yeah, you gotta
maybe
keep hold
give
of
them
these
to him.
things,
And he was
right?
like, it'll be all right.
At least for eBay.
Are you eating a Kinder Egg? I was like, yeah. Can you share it? All right. Swap it for the gloves. Okay.
Yeah.
All over it.
Exactly, right?
To be fair, Dre was the
Dre.
only one that would have ever come up to me at the gym after when they'd finished. I was eating my dinner, and he'd always stick his head on my shoulder and be like, "What are we sharing?" We're not sharing anything, dude.
Yeah. He was a gannet, as we would say.
That's it.
I'll tell you what I will do, because I did put a tweet out right before we started about questions. So I will have a quick look, see what questions we've got.
I'm just going back real quick to you, Ronnie Yaya.
Yes.
WEC 2008. Obviously, made his debut way before, like 2002. So WEC 2008, WEC career stopped obviously when it took over. Aldo Faber, who's on the last card, 48 at 2010, and then dude, he's been in there so many times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah.
I don't think I can bet against Ronnie Yaya.
He's slick. But then my concern for him. I mean, I'm not invested either way, but
Age.
no, it's because Ricky's such a strong wrestler. He might be able to just force that into a stand-up fight, and then Rani Yaya's got to deal with punching, and
Yeah.
he does. Unfortunately, I mean, much as I love Damian Maia, when Maia starts to struggle with takedowns against someone like Woodley, his striking starts to look worse because he starts to get panicked.
Yes.
And it's weird. It's like if a fighter feels like they can get the fight to the floor, their striking's better because they're more fluid, because they're more confident. Whereas if they're striking because they have to, and you add that element of panic to it, it then starts getting a bit messy.
Well, it's one of them things where it's almost like when you got a game and you've got attributes to like to put onto different bits, so striking, takedown, grappling, or whatever, and it's like Damian Maia's just gone, well, I'll put 10 on it onto jits.
Yeah.
Oh, I best put 1 on to being able to walk. And like, do you know what I mean? So like, this is literally, there's no question. Jits, no question. But when it comes to the other bits, it's like, it's just fundamental. And that's not taking anything away from what they do, but there's certain people who've got or they've put their attributes across everything, and obviously with the raw power involved, it makes it a better fighter. But yeah, I don't know. I like to see Ronnie Yaya win that.
Yeah. Right. Let's do. I want your pick for the main and co-main event, and then I'm gonna have a look at some of these Twitter questions because I have a couple of good questions here. I have a lot of shit questions.
Okay, I can't go against Robert Whittaker.
No,
because he's just always surprised me.
Terrified?
A little
Terrified.
bit. His tattoo on his shoulder is similar to some of my work. So, yes,
pounding his full reptile.
Yeah,
he means it.
But the thing is, I feel that he does. I think that he's got that. He's got that hunger. I mean, don't get me wrong. Kelvin came through the Ultimate Fighter, surprised everyone. Like beat Uriah Hall, which no one expected,
and he just seems much slicker at middleweight. He's an example of a guy. Again, a conversation I was having last night with a bunch of people. When it comes to weight classes, can't move welterweight. Leave 170 where it is. 162 with a pound allowance, which is right in the middle of the two, and then you bring him 177. Like, you imagine Kelvin Gastelum could have won the 177-pound title and then stepped up to face Whittaker.
Yes.
You know, that's a realistic, because you've got 7 pounds.
That's enough.
That's a realistic gap. Is it 7 pounds? Is my math off? Yeah.
Did you say
8.
Math?
I'm
leaving.
Maths. Oh, shit.
He said math, right?
Morty, get him tea. He'll stay for his tea.
Maths. He said maths.
Go on then, what's your pick? So you got Robert Whittaker. Have you got a round or a whatever? A finish?
So I think... And just quickly, the reason was Kelvin Gastelum came across, looked really good, but then, you know, when Weidman beat him, the thing is, I like Chris Weidman.
Got dropped, though.
Yeah.
Got binged in the first round.
Yeah. He did get binged. Bing. But with Whittaker, the caliber that he's been fighting and the wars that he's been in, I just think that he's been on a slightly harder paper round. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, the Bisping knockout for Gastelum was like...
But that could work against Whittaker. You got to remember. I mean, it's
battle damage.
You don't fight a tank like Yoel Romero for 10 rounds and not take some wear and tear.
Maybe it's a Cejudo. Maybe it's just Gastelum comes out and he's got that slick striking and bing, done.
Maybe.
I would say Whittaker, and I would probably say 3rd or 4th. I think he'll take him out.
What about the co-main event?
I would like to see Anderson Silva highlight reel. Not a front kick.
No.
It's been done to death.
It's too easy.
I want to see like a cartwheel kick.
Okay. Some
crazy thing that Steven Seagal can take credit for. And I just want him to see him do that and Anderson go, that's it.
How about, I mean, Anderson, I know you listen to the podcast, obviously, because why would you not?
Of course. So he can learn about mushy peas.
So when you're having your celebratory fight week Big Mac and you're thinking over what you're going to do at fight night, I hope you're paying attention and listening to this. I want the Liu Kang cart with the bicycle kick. That's the one. There we go. There you go.
I want him in red trousers.
Can we'll green screen. We'll just paint that stall green and we'll green screen. We'll get that just taken out.
I'll piss it.
And you can
yeah, I definitely want to. I want that. I mean, I like Israel Adesanya. I think he's the next generation. He's the new Anderson Silva. He's going to bring a lot of faces. He's got that uber confidence. But the thing is, I love seeing someone like that get beat. Like when Anderson was beat by Chris Weidman, when GSP got beat by Matt Serra. I love seeing a champ get beat just to see how they come back.
Yeah.
And that's a bit weird.
No,
but the thing is,
I get it.
Look at GSP. He made a point of, he said it was the worst day of his life. He overlooked him, all the rest of it. And then that minute, it made him a better fighter. It made him a world champ.
Yeah.
Same as Anderson. When you see him come back and you're like, holy shit, what's going to happen now?
Right.
And he's almost turned from this mystique into an ordinary bloke. You know, because Bisping beat him.
Yeah.
Beat him.
Yeah, I mean,
it's one of them where it's now he's not
good fight.
Yeah, but he's not that entity anymore of that like, oh, watch this.
Yeah. He's like an old samurai now.
Yeah, but you forget that he gets older.
He does.
Do you know what I mean? So I'd like to see it. I'd like to see Anderson win.
I thought it was very cool on the ESPN desk. I've realised I'm completely addicted to live TV.
Oh really?
Because it's chaos. Because anything can go wrong at any moment, and as soon as you make a mess, you've just got to accept it and move on. Otherwise, it ruins the rest of the broadcast. So when you're trying to say Mara Romero Barella and you go and you just bite your tongue, like you've got to go, gone. Get rid of it. Carry on.
See, I would drop some F-bombs or something. I'd be like, shitbird, fonda, fuck, wank, tits, Kit Kat. Do you know what I mean? I would go like fully into twitchy mode and then be like, let's just start again.
You can't. That's the thing with live TV. There, you can't start again.
That's why I'm not
because
doing it.
And when I made a mess at the start of the weigh-in show, I got because the weigh-in show was supposed to start. We were going to go straight in and talk about a Sun Salmo rice, and I was ready for that. I was like, I know, there's a highlight coming. I watched the fight over and over again. I remember how it went and who did what in what round, so I can talk over these highlights no matter what. And then right before we went live, they went, "Oh, quickly, we need to record something on Jose Aldo and Moicano for Sports Center."
Do you think he looks like the Pringle Man?
At this point, I'm sweating. The set's starting to flood because the fire hose has burst, and I can smell burning. The electrics are going, and I've got people holding fans around me and waving stuff at me, and I'm like,
it's like the band going down with Titanic. It's like Dan just.
I was almost as wet as going down with the Titanic. That's how soaking I was. They were like, "Put your jacket on." I'm like, "I need a new shirt. There's no way. There's no way."
It's not worthy of that's what she said, is it?
No, it's not.
No,
not at this point. Save that credit for later on in the day. There'll be an opportunity. So they came to me through the headset and they were like, "So we need a quick 45-second hit on Jose Aldo Moicano." And I was like, I kind of gathered myself. The first one was a big mess. I was like, do it again. So we went one more time and I got through it. And then immediately afterwards, we started the show. And I turned to John to reply to him and I meant to say a Sun Sao and I said Moicano. And I just went, a Sun Sao. And then like that moment there, just if you saw it on ESPN, you'll know what I'm talking about.
There'll be half a dozen people now going,
there was
I knew it.
Yeah.
Barbara, did I not tell you?
That was a dun 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 dun. That was my brain just going, And in that moment, you just kind of have to just throw it out the window.
It was the fascia, though, innit? I just fetched my coat.
Yeah, I'll get the coat. There was a moment where I thought to myself, I'm just going to, no, go again. And then they were going to come through and they were going, no, we're live.
The red light's on. Just keep talking.
There are velociraptors in the kitchen, we're live.
John dancing.
Yeah.
It's your line first.
Panic dancing.
You know. Just got to say more.
Panic dancing. Yeah.
I think he's got some moves in that bow tie.
Of course he has. Johnny G's got some moves. Of course he has.
Yeah, we could get a video of that. That's got to be a gift. What are you having picks on this?
Did you give a prediction? Oh, I don't know.
So I got Whittaker 3 or 4. I got Anderson Silva with some fantastic, flamboyant, crazy, batshit bananas.
Yeah.
And then he picks him up off the ground and he's like, "It's okay, my son. I will pass the torch to you now.
Okay.
With this loss, I give you great power." Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bit Marvel.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
Okay, so my prediction is that Israel Adesanya is going to do all the fireball stuff in his corner. The first round's going to start. He's going to blast Anderson Silva with a fireball, and then Silva's going to all of a sudden turn out to be a Sith Lord. And
Done.
And then just slice him.
Maybe he opens his jacket and Lando Venata jumps out.
I could see that.
Full Star Wars Master
I
Blaster.
could see that.
Crossover.
Definitely. I think we're on.
Okay, so you take it, Adesanya. I take that. What do you think about? What did you say on the inside the octagon? What was your final?
I don't remember.
Me neither.
You know, we were discussing this earlier. It's worth me trying to explain this process a little bit because it may seem a little bit crazy. I understand it's a bit crazy, and I'm still trying to figure it out myself.
Is this your OCD?
It is a bit, yeah. So, like, if I'm breaking down a fight, I spend about 3 days just like cramming as much information into my head as possible. I watch the fights, I absorb them, I train as if I'm the fighters, so I get used to the feel of what they do. You know, Whittaker's punch that comes over the top, Gastelum slipping out the way, coming back. I train those elements so
Maybe
I
a
can
double
kind of
knockout.
feel them. Maybe, imagine.
Reimagine.
I don't know how that would work. I'll meditate on that later.
Okay. Sorry, Karen.
What was I saying? Yeah, so I kind of lived the fight for about 3 days,
Yeah.
and
Immersed.
it's like you know, we've talked about these before. You know, the cars that you drag back, and then you start to get to the dangerous clicks,
back
the
click.
click,
Yeah.
click, and then you start thinking it's going to break in a minute. Do I go one more click?
Always
got to go one more click. I kind of wind myself up over 3 days and get myself into a bit of a frenzy. Not sleeping a great deal, a lot of caffeine. You know what I mean? It's a lot of alpha brain. That kind of thing really helps.
Yeah.
And then I get into the studio and I'm ready, and my brain's kind of ready to explode. And we go, and I just exactly. It's like an exorcism. Like
Yeah.
So I just let it all out.
It's got to come out.
But it's got to be one take.
you'd pop.
I can't go back and do it again.
No.
Because I can't. I'm not a.
Well, that's
it's
it.
like sparring and rehearsals.
Yeah.
It should be in my contract. 2 things I'm terrible at.
Yeah,
I'm
not
terrible
doing
at
these.
both. Yeah, terrible at both. Sparring and rehearsals. I can't do either.
It's how when Homer Simpson says, when I learn something new, it pushes the old stuff out my brain.
Yeah.
And it's kind of true. It is kind of true because if I obsess over something, it doesn't matter if I'm developing a product or I'm making a website or I'm thinking of a promotion or whatever it is, but I almost have to like get it shook in.
Decompress.
Just write it down or
Open
something.
your disk cleaner.
Yeah, so I can sort of write it down and be like, oh God, I'll think about you in a bit. And then I'll open the book and be like, oh no, I don't want to. And it's hard.
Yeah.
I'm in a crazy brain.
Right. Did I give you... I'm not giving a prediction for that. Well, I think Whittaker might win by decision. I think he might be able to keep Gastelum on the end of his punches, and then when Gastelum gets too close, tie him up, but not allow him to get the takedown. I think I can see that happening. The only other way I can see it going is if Gastelum bings him on the chin, Whittaker kind of loses his footing a little bit, and then Gastelum jumps on his back with one of those Ellenberger rear naked chokes that he did.
Yeah.
But what do I know? I mean, I only watched all of their fights and
a lot of
didn't
times.
sleep for 4 days.
I'm
probably going to get it all wrong because that's MMA for you. Like, it
That's
doesn't
it.
matter how hard.
The
Doesn't
problem
matter
is-
how hard you work.
I'm using MMA maths,
MMA.
and I'm saying, oh, well, he's beat Romero, and he's done this and that, and obviously Romero smashed the
Doesn't
shit through
matter.
Weidman, but Weidman beat you, so well.
There you go.
But it doesn't work.
Yeah, doesn't matter. I've got a couple of questions here.
Go on.
Ross McDonald at Ross_Murit.
How you doing, Ross?
Maybe. What rule would you change or add to the sport, and why? Well, I've picked this one because this was a question I asked Mark Goddard on the last show, and Mark said the downward elbow, and I'm absolutely in agreement. Just take that out. It's a ridiculous rule. The danger of downward elbows is striking to the spine when you're defending takedowns against the fence, but striking to the spine's illegal anyway.
Yeah.
So
they're not saying because you can do that, you can strike the spine.
Like, I don't know where people think they're going to use a downward elbow where it's going to be that effective that it should be illegal. And anybody that thinks downward elbow should be illegal has probably never been in a situation where they've thought about throwing a downward elbow and then thought to myself, that's too awkward. I'm not going to get any power into this.
Well,
Yeah,
I want to see it almost like Troy. You know the beginning of Troy with Brad Pitt where he just runs up to that giant and goes,
Yeah.
Sink. I just want to see that with a bump.
Well, that happened on one FC.
Yes, yeah,
You see,
yeah.
I talked about it. It was John Haggerty. Is it John Haggerty? I think that's his name. He stepped in with a wicked downward elbow, caught him right on the chin. Love it. Don't stifle people's creativity. Let it happen. Let it happen. So that's the rule I would change. What else we got?
Let's have a look.
Breakdown Tiller Masvidal. Well, I'm hoping we're going to do an Inside the Octagon for that, and I've not fully researched it, so I'll save that one for. Who's the one fighter you would want to compete against today? Ooh, I don't know if I can answer that. Someone old.
We
and
can't
slow.
talk about that contractually.
No, contractually. Someone old and slow, and really easy to knock out.
Okay.
Oh, here's a question from my good friend Morat. In fact, Morat, if you're listening, I have a patch for you. It's a Lemmy patch. It's one of the best Samoan patches I've ever seen.
There you go.
It's like the limited edition.
Pass it on.
Like 350. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, Morat needs that. He was a good friend of Lemmy's.
Okay.
I actually bought one of his photos the other day as well. A beautiful photo of Lemmy just sitting at a coffee table smoking a cigarette. What a legend. I've got my Motorhead patch for my jacket. I showed you.
That's it. It needs to go on, man.
Yeah. Anyway, Morat asked me, find Morat on Twitter. If I'd have instead stayed in the punk band and not gone MMA, this is my parallel. Like me and Morat, we actually met. I did a photo shoot for, I think it was Terrorizer magazine or Metal Hammer or something like that. And Morat did the interview and took photos.
Oh, okay.
So I went over to his place. He had a wicked place in downtown LA in a really shady neighborhood, which is why he eventually moved. But it was a very cool place. And we sat and we chatted and we did the photos and stuff, and we just clicked. And he's a lunatic British guy with a big red mohawk.
Of course he is.
And we just
They
clicked
all are,
immediately.
apparently.
Yeah. So anyway, his question. I've so many tangents. I've gone on.
It's good. You're
so
all right.
his question was: can fighters hear the commentators during fights, and does it affect their moves? That is a good question, because the amount of times I've got a fighter right in front of me and there's something happening, I want to say, in commentary, like I want to say, what he needs to be doing now is looking for the underhook. But then I'm thinking, it's not
Don't tell him.
I'll just keep quiet. I'll
Just looking.
Yeah.
Look at the underhook.
I could certainly hear the commentators at times in my fights.
Well, I
I
always
don't know how
wondered-
much other people hear.
I always wondered if it upset fighters. If like Joe was backstage and someone go up to him and go, I'm a pussy. What the fuck, bro? And him go, oh, no, I didn't mean pussy, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
Not pussy.
it's like you pussied out, and it's like, what? Fuck you, bro. And it just starts full on. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Hamza Aman. Who should Jose Aldo fight at 155 if he decides to move up there?
Any motherfucker. I just want to see Jose back again.
Justin Gaethje.
All day. I don't know. The thing is,
James is nodding.
Yeah, you feeling that?
Kid Mystery
all
likes
about
that
Justin Gaethje.
Kid
I love
Mystery
Justin
likes
Gaethje. The thing is, I just see that Jose's now got to the point where he's like, do you know what? Couple more. Get the patio built. Have a pool. It will be all right.
I'm glad you mentioned that because this is something I meant to talk to you about. When I interviewed him on the post-fight show for ESPN, one thing that stuck out is he said he wants, I don't know whether he's got like 2 or 3 fights on his contract, but it sounds like he wants to fight out his contract and then do something different.
Okay.
So my 2 bets, if I was placing bets, is he wants to either try boxing or football. He wants to play soccer, football. Soccer.
He's amazing. I can remember there was an embedded where he just kicked the ball into the basketball hoop, and I was like, "Oi!"
Yeah,
I think he's on a Ken Flow breakdown.
Yeah, well, his team is one of the local Rio teams. They've got black and red jerseys, Dennis the Menace style.
Yeah, I don't know enough about football, but
you'd watch that though, wouldn't you? I don't like football.
Jose playing football, it'd be like watching Mean Machine with Vinnie Jones.
Yeah.
You know, with
Marilyn Manson,
with Jason Statham as the monk, and he's just like,
yeah. Watch my neck doing that. Getting old, man.
This is it. You need to do a dangle.
A what?
Not a dangle. It's not copyrighted. It's just a
dangle.
Standard dangle.
Yeah, off the rig. We do that. Often we have business meetings in here, full Reptile Collective business
stretch
meetings,
out.
Just hanging.
Yeah.
Hanging. It
helps the chips go down.
Improving our ape index. Let me see if I've got... why doesn't Chewbacca get a medal at the end of Star Wars? Spliffzilla. Why does...
That does not surprise me that Spliffzilla has asked that question. But secretly, my Lego Star Wars figure of Chewbacca has got a medal because I felt that he was left out. And because he's closely related to Ben. Ben looks like
related.
an Ewok, truth be told.
Yeah, I think my mouth's too dry to do Ewok right now, but I can speak Ewok. Wookiee.
Well, yeah, you have Wookiee.
Right?
I just like Wicket with it. He was like... We could be on Endor.
There we go.
There you go. The reason that Chewie didn't get a medal was because there was an offer on, and basically it was like 5 for a tenner, and they gave them out, and then like Lucas was like, I think I want one of them, and Chewie was like, oh fuck it, you got it. Do you know what I mean?
I reckon they gave him a treat because they thought he was
a treat, a Scooby snack.
Yeah, exactly, a Scooby.
Do you want a treat? Do you want a treat?
What are your thoughts on the 165-pound division? Is it like to happen? Who would be champ? I think Cowboy would be champ, and I think it should happen, but not at 165. We've spoke about this. I think 162, because then you don't have to move welterweight. We don't want to move welterweight.
What about this question? Is there any top 10, 15 fighter you think you can defeat?
No.
Is there anyone you think you can beat? None of them.
Let me pull up the flyweight rankings. The women's flyweight. No, I don't think so. There's some people I'd like to fight. There's some people I'd like to get beaten up by.
Yeah, just have a go.
I'd like to spar with Joanna, because I'd imagine she'd be like a buzzsaw in the gym.
Mate, yeah, terrifying.
I wouldn't like to fight Amanda Nunes.
No, I don't. I wouldn't like to get Amanda Nunes orders wrong at a restaurant or take her the wrong cup of tea. You know, like when it's, was yours with sugar? There you go. Oh, no sugar. There you go. You got sugar in it. I'm like, oh fuck. I'm going to get a whooping. Yeah.
Stu Browning, who's another friend of the collective.
He is.
Stu Ed
What's Stu
B.
saying?
Well, his first question was, which ayahuasca retreat did you go to, and recommend that particular retreat? I went to the Hummingbird Centre. It was excellent, although the Temple of the Way of Light, I believe, is rather nice as well.
Is that behind Sports Direct on the A38 going towards Sheffield?
Yes, that's the one. And the other question, Owen, is for you. And if it's with Monkey Chops 81...
Yeah. Oi.
Monkey Chops 81. Ask him for a music recommendation.
Oh, for the drive down?
I don't know. For what drive down? What, to the ayahuasca retreat?
Just while we nip out.
Maybe.
Yeah, just
well, what's your music
disc.
recommendation? I recommend Gimme Radio. Not that you asked me, but I'm going to tell you anyway.
Well, yeah, always take
Gimme Radio. Listen to Gimme Radio. I'm on at like 4 p.m. on a Wednesday.
4 p.m.
on a Wednesday, UK time. But if you go on the gimmeradio.com website, the calendar's on there, and you'll see my name coming up. Full Reptile Radio, the music version. Go on then, what's your music recommendations?
I hit Chili's hard the other week.
Oh.
Because we were doing some DIY here, and I don't know why it was stuck in my head, but it was it was burnt in there.
Sometimes I feel like I don't have a partner.
There you go.
No, we won't carry on with
Sometimes
that.
I feel like my only friend is the sea.
We're not-
But one of my proudest moments was walking up across the beach with Libby on my shoulders. I'd taken her to buy a bum bag because she'd got it in her brain. She needed a bum bag. And ladies like to accessorise on
Been
holiday.
listening
And
to
she was
too much
like,
Joe Rogan.
for real. So she's like, Dad, I'm thinking about rocking a bum bag. Like, and obviously I'm not going to
Fanny
go
pack.
to, I'm not going to go to the front. I'm not going to go to the shops on the beach.
No.
I've not got folding money for this fucking escapade. Are you mad, bro?
Folding
I have
money.
got coins for this fucking trip. So we went to a supermarket, an Oriental supermarket that sold gold tattoos, fucking weed killer, you name it, they had it. So I was like, yo, you got a bum bag? And they had a High School Musical bum bag that she could wrap around her waist 4 times that she wore for the rest of the 2 weeks in Spain. And on the way back, that song was playing, and we got by the time we got back to the beach, she was just belting it out, and I was
Nice.
like, "Go on, darling,
Yeah.
have some of that."
Gotta enjoy yourself
A bit
on your
chillies.
holiday.
I was proud. I was nice to see that Fight Disciples had put Tenacious D in their story the other day.
Yeah.
So I got the karate song from that stuck in my brain,
Of course.
and A Beautiful South. I've been listening to a lot
Beautiful
of that.
South. Yeah, yeah.
It's just my music playlist on Spotify is fucking bananas. It's actually got, hold on, if I can find it. It's got something like 1 million hours worth of songs,
All right.
which range from Billy Ocean, Suddenly, which is a beautiful song. I'll never have anything bad said
I
against
wouldn't,
Billy.
That's why I didn't say a word.
And then rolling into 18 with a Bullet from Lockstock. And then into like Thunderstruck.
Diversity is key.
Oh, fuck
Thunderstruck
me. Yeah.
reminds me of Cage Warriors. I love the
Reminds me
style.
of Randy Couture.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
That was Randy's walk.
Here's a question.
on.
How does Daily v MVP fight play out? I'm the thing is with Paul, I've been in his corner a few times, and the one that springs to mind is Xavier Fupapokum.
Yes.
Professor
Great
X.
pronunciation,
Right, do you
my
like
brother.
that? Professor X.
I will take some of that.
And that was a while ago in Cage Rage, and I was in Paul's corner on that night. And, well, I won't give the full story, but Paul was up all night. We were all up all night. It was a bit of a party hotel, and it was a good time, and it was Cage Rage, and, you know, it
You
was
playing Mario Kart?
something like that. Mario Kart and pot noodles, sleepover.
That's cool.
Anyway, so Paul woke up the next morning and he actually had a pot noodle for breakfast. I remember that. That stuck in my mind. And he was doing the grave digger, the Tito Ortiz grave digger around the hotel room. I've got video of it somewhere. Xavier Fupapokum was a dangerous Thai boxer, and in the right early in the first round, he managed to get a clinch on Paul, and he was throwing knees and stuff. And there was a point in my head where I went, "This is where Paul loses. This is where Paul gets caught by someone that's got cleaner technique." And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, poof, that left hook lands.
It's like Mr. Tickle Arms, man.
Dude, it's like that. It's like the hammer of Thor. And he just like peeled off the canvas.
Yeah. Mate, we once got all of my Nerf guns in the office at 4th, and Paulie was coming up, and I was like, this will be funny. We'll just ambush him, right? So he came, everyone had guns, and it was like Mr. Tickle fucking running through just up the corridor, and I was like, oh, mistake, I made a mistake. Fucking I threw the gun down and ran, because he was just taking, like, all the shots, missing him, like, went full Matrix, but... Dude, if he swings one of them clubs,
Yeah.
I'd like to see Paulie get it.
Yeah.
I've got nothing against MVP.
No,
I like
not
to
at
see,
all.
I like his style.
He's very, very good though, man. He's like his ability to control range. He's that side stance as well is so difficult to close when you're leading with a left hook. It really is difficult.
But is this a lot to lose for MVP? Because Paulie, I think, is one of them where he's like, I don't give a fuck, and you're not going to upset him. But if he knocks MVP out, he's going to say, "See, I fucking told you, man. It's just all hype." Whereas if MVP, if he gets that highlight, or if he does lose, then it does take a lot of his momentum.
Yeah.
Because Paulie's a bit older now. Don't get me wrong, I know he's still young, but Jesus, he's had an amazing career. It's just what's going to happen with this, because it's a massive style difference.
Yeah, it is. It is. I don't think MVP loses anything from losing to Paul. Not at this stage in his career. I think it's a good learning experience, and I think it'll add to his game and make him better. Paul's been in there with some of the best. He's had some of the best fights I've ever watched. I've always been a fan of Paul as well as a friend. But it's all about landing that left hook. If he lands it, I mean, the thing is, you're not going to expect anything else from Paul. So you can kind of build a game plan around countering the left hook. And with MVP having such a good understanding of range, being able to snap in and snap out, catch people with awkward stuff. You can't prepare for all that kind of thing.
No,
you know?
but the thing is with Paulie, you look at the people that he's faced, and a lot of his opponents are still massively relevant. Tyron Woodley went to decision.
Yeah.
Didn't look like he was in trouble at any point, but obviously the wrestling.
And the Nick Diaz fight was one of the best fights ever.
Masvidal is now on the massive come up to fight Till, which is fucking hugely relevant.
Yeah.
And Paul's sort of sat to one side, out the way, and like you can't discount that that experience. Like MVP, he's had that weird boxing hybrid thing that he did.
Yeah,
which was
It was
one of them.
I didn't really pay much attention to that because the thing is with boxing, you're not getting credible opponents. You know, you're fighting Uber drivers and stuff, and it's not people. You know, mediocre people can look good against some of those opponents. Like MVP is good, and I think he is talented, and I think he has got potential to be very, very dangerous to a lot of people. We just kind of need to see people push him in different ranges now and see how he deals with it. And I mean, the thing is with Paul's very good at one particular thing. If he catches you, you're going to fall asleep.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you're MVP and you've got that ability to control range, it makes it very difficult for Paul to get in, you know. And Jimmy's been sparring with Paul as well. Jimmy Ward, obviously fighting this weekend on Bellator.
But Jimmy's also been fighting with MVP, hasn't he?
And
He's been training with MVP.
and he's
not that he's gone back and gone, you want to sweep the leg, Johnny?
Well, no, I mean, the thing is we don't really train with Paul anymore, so we don't really have that interaction. Paul's got his own team and stuff. But Jimmy's been talking about how good MVP is. And if Jimmy's saying he's good, then he's good, because Jimmy's an absolute murderer in the gym.
We've got that this weekend.
We have. And then the Cage Warriors the weekend after.
Yeah, we've got Bellator, you've got
and
Jimmy
then
and Terry on
Prague
there.
the weekend after that.
It's
rolling.
It's all kicking off, dude.
Right, we've been rolling for a while, so we should probably...
Do we need to shut up?
Yeah, probably about now. I reckon so. We've said enough. Anything else you want to add?
I'm just having a look. See, you and Monkey Chops and anyone else there with you, the best fight you would happily give up all the Lego in your house to see can be past, present fight or organisation.
No.
Did you say give up my Lego?
Not for all the fights in the world. That's the perfect place to stop.
And unfortunately, no disrespect, Cole, because you've said remember all the Legos.
No, it's not plural.
Instantly,
it's not plural.
I can't.
If we stand for one thing at this podcast, it is that Lego is Lego. The plural for Lego. Legos, no.
But there's enough. There's more than enough fights that I would love to go and see. One question I was going to have to you is, and we'll think we can do this another time. We don't have to do it right now. But if you could go back in time and put a bet on, like a bit like Back to the Future style with the Almanac, what fight would you pick as the biggest underdog to stick a load of money on to retire? So, like, for example, Holly Ronda. Like that was a pretty big fucking upset, right?
Matt Serra's got to be up there. Got to be up there. I don't know what the odds were for Bisping against Rockhold, but I would imagine they were closer.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Yeah, but I think that the Matt Serra knockout over GSP.
What about Chuck and Randy? Was it not popular enough then to get
the
odds?
I don't know. I mean, that was a bit of an awkward one because I remember like Chuck Liddell got the big entrance, didn't he? He had the tap out guys. He had Mask kind of the Iceman, and he had all this big.
And Randy just had his black shorts on. I was like, all right.
And just hold you down and
watch
beat
this.
You up.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Matt Serra will be the one because that was. I remember how much of a surprise that was.
What about Voice? Number one.
I don't know. I mean, I can't even remember what they would.
Did they
have odds on that?
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you look at the time when you go back, you're like, oh man, that's the biggest upset. That's fucking bananas.
But that's a tournament. I mean, that's like an accumulator, isn't it?
And there's going to be like one person that goes £8. You're like, oh man, I used my token to go back in time to the wrong fucking place.
There we go.
Whereas Holly Ronda was like, people are getting rich off that shit. Same as, like you say, GSP and Matt Serra.
I was going to wait. I wasn't going
to let you. I can't think. There was a lot of upsets.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I can't think of any more other than that. That's the one. I think I would pick that one.
Oh, we'll go with that. That's fine.
Cool.
Wicked, man.
All right. Thanks for joining us. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'll see you next time.
Bust him for a piss.